You are listening to the Coach's Corner Show on KYNT, Yankton's home team. Now, let's get you caught up on Yankton High School athletics with KYNT Sports Director and the voice of the Bucks and Gazelles, Bryce Ladwig.
And good morning. This is the Coach's Corner. Bryce Ladwig with you. We have a lot to talk about today as the Yankton Bucks moving on to the Class 11 AA state semifinals. Yankton cross country, their season has concluded. Yankton volleyball still trying to make sure they're in the playoff picture heading into the SODAC 16. And Yankton competitive cheer and dance wrapped up their season as well. And so all of that is around the corner. We'll talk all about it. Of course, we have a YHS Nation with Gwen Wenish to conclude the show. But here at 1019 Broadway Avenue, and thanks to Pizza Ranch Pizza for giving our coaches, or supplying our coaches and myself, pizza for the morning. We greatly appreciate it. And appreciate you for joining us here on KYNT and KYNTV. Remember, you can always find this show on SoundCloud. And by that, you can just go through our website, go to our sports archive, and click the links, and it will take you to the show. And but if you really just want, you can go right onto our KYNTV YouTube. That's where we're streaming right now. You can always watch it again or listen again right here in case you missed it or someone missed the show and wants to hear it later on. That is how you would do that. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll have Coach Muth, Coach Olson talk Yankton Bucks football. This is the Coach's Corner on KYNT.
When I'm searching for adventure, I find it on the range. Archery challenges me to be curious, see opportunity, and welcome big challenges. It teaches me to focus and never quit until the last arrow hits. Archery allows me to show my spirit at Mount Marty University. How do you show your adventurous side? Schedule your campus visit to Mount Marty University at showyourspiritmmu.com.
There are a lot of rates out there, and it can be tough to find the right one. Well, let's make it easy. With FNBO's special offer CD of 5.5% APY for 3, 7, or 17 months, you can earn more, save more, and do more. That's 5.5% annual percentage yield for 3, 7, or 17 months at your nearest FNBO location with a minimum deposit of $500 and an FNBO Premier checking account. So stop on by and give your savings a great big boost with the Great Big Small Bank. FNBO, member FDIC.
Hello. Here's to welcoming moments, big and small, embracing the unexpected, savoring life. At Avera, our nationally recognized health system will be right here with you, ready for anything. We listen to your goals and help you achieve them with care and coverage. We'll move you forward through sickness and health and every milestone in between. Avera, moving health forward. Learn more at avera.org/forward.
Tuxedo is proud to have been part of the Yankton community since its start in 2000.
One of the things I love most is that they believe in promoting from within. I've been given many opportunities to advance.
Tuxedo has an extensive variety of benefits available to their employees.
The work environment at Tuxedo is extremely positive.
We are looking for you to join our production team. Visit www.tuxedo.com/careers to apply.
Olson Pest Technicians is a family-owned business since 1966, and with over 50 years of pest management, they understand your issues, and their well-trained team will help you solve your pest problems. Issues with cockroaches, ants, bedbugs, bats, termites, spiders, rats, mice, or other creepy crawling pests? Olson Pest Technicians can treat and cure them. Right now, they can provide grain fumigation on the farm and do one-shots for homes to keep pests out for the winter. Call Olson Pest today, 800-KIL-BUGS.
All right, welcome back to the Coach's Corner. This is Bryce Ladwig. Start talking Yankton Bucks football with Coach Muth and Coach Olson. Coaches, good morning. How are we doing this morning?
Morning, Bryce.
Good morning. Not too bad. Not too bad.
All right, good. You know, about 4 straight weeks I've noticed that this one particular music is really loud, and I keep saying I'm going to get rid of it, but it's just, I keep forgetting, so we're just going to wait. All right, so Yankton defeated here on 17-0. That was Thursday night, another Thursday night football under some interesting conditions, just wet and a little cold. I say that while I was up in my press box, but as you guys are on the field, so made it for an interesting matchup for sure. Yankton moving on to the Class 11 AA state semifinals, 4th straight season after winning that matchup, and got opening thoughts for Coach Muth. Obviously, just a big victory for the Yankton Bucks, and the season lives on.
Well, yeah, win in advance that's the cliche that everybody uses, survive to play another day. And we've talked about this. We don't like that whole mindset of we've got to just survive and hang on. That's not, and our guys don't either. They're totally happy with a win. There's nothing better than winning. But, that after a game like that, there's got to be something that you're going to take from, every game. And the thing that we can take away from that game was we have got to be better mentally prepared to play a football game. You can't, and you have to give Huron some credit. The first time around they had some guys that were out, and they came with a really good game plan, and the day really played into their game plan. But, we also know that we are the better football team, and we have to play that way. And there were times when we didn't. And our guys know that, immediately after the game, they know that they left a lot of opportunities and just they didn't meet expectations, and so this week will be a good week of practice. I'm sure we've had games like this before where we haven't played up to our standard, and our guys haven't been satisfied after they walked off the field on Friday, and they've rebounded really well. So excited to get back to work with them Monday morning.
Well, I would start with defense. We already alluded to it enough, Coach Moose, so we'll just continue on that. You're talking about here and having that game plan. Expand on that a little bit, because offensively, Bucks had spurts of success in yardage, but obviously just the one offensive touchdown, Cam Schaff to Zarbach in the first. Just kind of what was Huron doing. Obviously, then include the weather in that.
Yep, defensively, sure. So, and we saw this, when you went back and you watched film from the first time we played them, they had the most success when they pressured and put themselves in high risk situations, and we hit on those plays. That was the difference between game 1 and game 2. There were some turnovers that we had in game 1 versus game that we didn't in game 2, but offensively we were hitting on those plays where we have to take a chance because they put us in that position. And throughout the season, more times than not, we have hit home on the plays where we've had to come off and make an adjustment. You can chalk it up to weather, but I'm not going to do that because we have to be able to play in that type of weather too. So, the minute you say that, well, the weather stopped us from catching balls, that's a defeatist attitude, and we're not going to have that. And so we have to make sure that no matter what the situation is, we have to overcome any situation. We didn't do that well enough Thursday. But the game plan that Huron had, where they were going to get on our face, and the other thing that they changed was their front, which it probably looked a little silly up in the stands or on the stream. But when they back guys off, they're just trying to create some indecision as far as where people are going. Coach Huber made an adjustment protection wise. We just didn't in the pass game, but we just didn't do a good enough job of getting into the fit for the run game.
And people love stats, so I'll run through those real quick. Lucas Kamshoff, quarterback, 13 of 27, 243 in the air, passing touchdown. Cohen Zarbach had the touchdown reception for 15 yards. Carson Ness, 4 receptions, 96 yards. He had a big night, as well as Tucker Gilmore, 3 receptions for 95 yards. Those guys have just been very consistent targets for Lucas Kamshoff.
Yeah, and the thing, too, that I really like is the dichotomy between
say that word again. I need to get my dictionary.
I think I used it right. the way that our perimeter players have shook out. That you've got Carson Ness and you got Cohen Zarbach, who are both playing at that position, and they both do things differently, but they both do things at a high level. And I don't think you can point out and say this is the thing that this guy does definitively better than the other one. They just have different attributes. And for both those guys to get the production out of two guys at that position is a big deal, just because it keeps us fresher. And so when you can run one of those X's out there and they've got a 30-yard go and we have to run a 30-yard go on the next play, we can run him off and put a fresh guy out there, and that corner is stuck having to cover, guys running downfield 60 yards every play. So just that they've been consistent and tenacious, in route running and competing for the ball in the air. But, we just, like I said, Thursday night, we just needed to be better out there than what we were.
Other receivers, Matthew Sheldon had 3 receptions. Peyton Peterson had 2 rushing. This will bring us to another topic, but I would imagine that Huron just had pictures of Evan Sirk in their locker room and the hallways and everything, because they were just dialing on him 2 weeks in a row. And it was just one of those things. He didn't look any different. It was just a matter of he had to been their main objective, correct?
Well, that and what they were doing defensively, the amount of the number that they were putting in the box, they were committing 8 guys to the box. I mean, if we were in our 12 personnel, which typically lends us to being 3 wide, they were going to have 8 guys in the box. I mean, that was the way they were playing it. And so we have to get the ball. That's one thing we have to do better at, is coming off of that play and getting the ball out in space rather than run into trouble with that unfriendly box. And that was what Ev had to deal with a little bit, which is why you saw us use Shaler a little bit, just to kind of have a little bit of a heavier back that can handle that many bodies.
Cirque 9 rushes 32 yards, and you just mentioned Big Diesel himself, 5 rushes 13. Really nice to see Shaler Platt return to the lineup, both on the defensive and offensive side of the ball. Obviously, I'm assuming it's just one of those games trying to get him some reps, get him kind of ramped up, right? He's been gone for 5 weeks.
Yeah, I know if Shaler were sitting here and I said, yeah, we just needed to get him up to speed with the game plan, he would smack me, because he was ready to go the minute they said he was cleared. He was ready to go with exclamation points. And so just happy to have him back, because a couple weeks ago we had a kid that we didn't know if was going to get to play high school football anymore. And so to get him on the field and to contribute, just to get a little bit of a start was a big deal for us.
Defense. Football! Here we go. Great night for the Yankton Bucks defense again, Coach Olson. And where do we even start with this? Let me see. Okay, so 1 fumble recovery from Tucker Gilmore. Matthew Sheldon, forced fumble and recovery. Austin Goebel, a pick-6 touchdown. Donald Rounds, a sack, and Edley Amaro, a sack. And I will let you choose any of those to start with. Go ahead.
Well, it's one of those things where we've been really ramping up kind of our turnover, getting more turnovers to help set up our offense, in better position. And I guess one of our turnovers, this game, happened to be a pick-6, which is always fun to see. And so we just happened to be Tucker made a great play on the receiver, and Austin Goebel, they're actually bracketing on that one, which was great, and that just slipped right to his hands. And obviously, knowing in front of him, he's going to win that race, and he's going to win most any race. But he jogs into the end zone for that one. So that was kind of fun to see, because Austin's been putting in some work. He was primarily a offensive guy until like basically this summer, even late into the fall camp. We're like, all right, well, we need to get. He wanted to come and say, hey, yeah. I want to play some defense. And I'm saying, we'll take you and train you up. And he's taken it upon himself to kind of hone in on those defensive back skills, and take it upon himself to be just like he does in anything else, just tries to be the best version of himself out there, and whatever he's doing, whether he's catching footballs or defending receivers. So that's working tackling a little bit. But when you're 135?
No, it's 155 in the program.
Okay, on the program. Okay, plus or minus 10. But no, he's starting to get that too. So that's fun to see him evolve in that sense too. But then you have the forced fumbles, which we've been working on again in practice too. And I believe on film, actually, I think Bodie Thurman actually punches that one out. And then it kind of skids around there underneath Edley, and we come up with the fumble recovery there, and just being all over the football. And again, we talked about this last week, having all 11 hats to the football. We need to be that swarming defense and slip through the cracks. We did slip off some tackles, again, this game. But so if we can shore up our tackling, because we're definitely going to have to be able to tackle, this next week against T. So, that's going to be something that's going to be a point of emphasis as well.
Every coaching staff says that, we want to get multiple guys to the ball and everything, but I watch a lot of out of town scores, 11 AA, watch highlights and stuff, and they all preach it, but not a lot of them execute it. And Yankton has just been so consistent in that. It's just the multiple tacklers, and that's how you get those forced fumbles, right? A lot of guys punching the ball out, stuff like that. I rarely this year have seen multiple times in a game where it was a solo tackle. It just seems like there's just a gang tackle mentality, and it's really worked for the Bucks.
And yeah, it's been working. We've come up with something that we thought works very well in practice, and it's even more so the mindset, the championship mindset that these guys had and have, and it's not only the coaches pushing everyone to get to the ball, it's our leaders, our senior leaders saying, get to the football, and they don't, they get after the kids, and it makes our job easy because then we don't have to, so they're taking their own accountability and ownership into the football team, what needs to happen to get to where they want to go, and it's great. And then you talk about Tucker Gilmore flying around the football there too. I mean, he's been a big part of our last week he got or 2 weeks we got picks, and then now he's running down the box and making the big hits and forcing the fumbles. So it's going, but with that said, we still have some work to do. I think it was like 200 and some yards on offense, just getting greedy. Just despite the zero on the board.
95 rushing, 118 passing.
Yeah. So and some of that I thought we could have even limited even more. We just kind of got out of position a few times to allow some of those bigger runs to come through. But that's just me kind of being selfish and wanting these kids to understand how good that they can be. I mean, they're pretty good. We're a pretty good football team right now. But this next round is, and Coach Muth, says this all the time, and we preach it. This is the championship game. This next game here against T is the championship game, because then if we happen to win that one, that next week in the Dome, it would just be fly around and just do what you got to do. So that's our mentality for this week, is to try to shore up all those little things that we've been kind of moving towards and fixing. But this next week, we got to be spot on, and that's what I'm looking forward to, and this defense can do it.
Coach Muth, number 3T area here at Crane Youngworth Field Friday. The Yankton's victory over a T, 37-26 in the regular season, one could argue was one of the biggest victories of the season for the Yankton Bucks. Obviously, you're looking forward the entire time. It's my job to look backwards. But just kind of what are you expecting coming into Friday, except for just an overall battle?
It's going to be a physical football game. We know who T is, and we know they're not going to change. They're going to pull guards, and they're going to run the football, and they're going to try to hit us on play action. Defensively, they're going to get in our face. Defense will go flat. They have no problem committing. If you put 3 guys out wide, that's fine. The rest 8 are going to try to be playing on our side of the line of scrimmage. And so we have to be prepared for that physicality. When we can scheme up all we want, we can, go back and we can look at the things that we did right in that first game. When you really comes down to it, is we were the much more physical football team in that first game, and that's the way this game has got to be. And this concept of win in advance, there is no tomorrow. You start to really feel it now, and those moments that you have with each other as a team become very valuable. So, looking forward to a really, really good, intense week of practice.
All right, coaches, predictions today: SDSU, USD. Let's hear them. There's only one acceptable answer, by the way. So.
I think I said this in the room before.
A lot of things are said in the room that we can't say. Right?
I hope it's a good game. I hope it's a good game. Go Mustangs.
Sounds good. Coaches, congratulations on the big victory. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks.
All right, we'll take a break, come back, and continue here on the Coach's Corner.
With life insurance, Rhonda Westland with State Farm's got you and your future. You would do anything to protect your family and ensure that they have a bright future. But have you considered how your loved ones would continue on financially if you were no longer here? Life insurance is a simple and affordable way to answer that question. It allows you to say to your loved ones, I've got you, and mean it. For more information, visit Rhonda Westland with State Farm at 1023 West 9th Street in Yankton.
Small businesses are the backbone of our community. CoreTrust helps your business thrive with checking, online bill pay, small business loans, credit card processing, local approval and support for government grants and loans, investments to grow your hard-earned assets, and insurance to protect them. All from Core Trust, the community bank that's right down the street and everywhere you want us to be. Visit coretrustbank.com today.
Member FDIC.
Do you have dry, sore, or irritated eyes? If so, you may have dry eye. At Vision Care Associates, we offer a simple, fast, and non-surgical procedure to treat black glands in your eyelids that can help your eyes to feel comfortable again. Schedule an appointment with Dr. Fieser to find out about dry eye treatment with our newest technology.
Vision Care Associates, where the health of your eyes comes first.
Traveling to Yankton for business or pleasure? Then book your stay at Yankton's two best hotels, the Fairfield Inn and Suites and Holiday Inn Express. Both are conveniently located to everything in Yankton. Both offer complimentary hot breakfasts and meeting rooms for business travelers. And if you want a great rate and still be able to change your reservation without a hassle, call either hotel direct. The Fairfield and Holiday Inn Express, two great hotel choices when visiting or arranging rooms for guests to Yankton.
Getting the kids to practice on time. Remembering if it's your day to bring snacks. Making it to the game with a clean jersey. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with Auto Owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like whether your kid is going to run toward first or third base. That's simple human sense.
Don't gamble. Insure with MT&RC Smith Insurance in Yankton, your independent agent for home, business, auto, life, and bonds. MTRCSmithInsurance.com.
At Triple Time Rudy's, you get convenient access to quality fuel products. Plus, you'll also find quality South Dakota products like Dimmock cheese and premium meats from the Kaler and Renner lockers. With a local-friendly feel and unique product offering, Triple Time Rudy's is your local convenience store that supports schools and events and provides fuel discounts to Yankton's largest employers. For all of your daily fill-ups and convenience needs, pull into Triple Time Rudy's at 17th and Broadway.
Attention homeowners, if you've been on the fence about selling, I'd love the opportunity to sit and visit with you. With low inventory, now would be a good time to call me, Deb Speck at Vision Real Estate. I'll provide you with a free market analysis and a no-pressure approach. Call me at 605-664-5555 to find out if now is the right time to make a move.
Is it the competition that keeps bringing you back? The long-standing rivalries? Or is it seeing friends again and cheering on your favorite team? At First Dakota, we're here for it all. We appreciate the fans, the players, the coaches and officials, the concessions crew. The shared community experience is part of what makes life here great, and we're here for it. See you at the game. First Dakota National Bank, member FDIC.
All right, welcome back to Coach's Corner. We continue talking Yankton Bucks football. Coach Huber, Coach Hale in the studio. Coaches, good morning. Good
morning. Good morning.
All right, big victory on Thursday. I talked to Coach Muth and Coach Olson about it, but now let's get more specific. Let's start with the Yankton offense as a whole. And this is one of those games, I know that you're not going to blame the weather. That's my job to do that for you. But the weather played a part in it clearly for both teams. But also, as far as yardage goes and moving the sticks, Yankton pretty successful early on and throughout the game. Just really couldn't find the end zone consistently. There was a one pass from Kamshoff to Zarbach in the first quarter. Other than that, it was just kind of a bogged down game, kind of a Big Ten West kind of feel. But hey, they got the job done. Just kind of opening thoughts on the offense.
Yeah, we definitely was not our best game. I just didn't feel like we were clicking out there as a team-wise. I was talking to a few people. They asked me what I thought was most special about the offense this year, and I thought it was their team aspect. Like, we have a lot of weapons, a lot of solid guys up front, a great leader at quarterback. But the best thing is they all play unselfishly. And I didn't think they were playing selfishly, but I didn't think they were playing as a team. It was kind of who's going to step up, not I'm gonna be that guy to make the play because it's my job. And I thought, we kind of took a step back on that a little bit, communicating with the guys. They fully get it. They know that they didn't have their best game, which it happens. That's why we lean on the other two aspects. With special teams and defense, they came through for us this game. We did move the ball a decent amount, but it was that one thing that we're shooting ourselves in the foot every time. Whether it's a holding call or a personal foul or interception or anything like that, or we're not reading the right cut, we're not reading the right pitch, the throw, whatever it is, we're dropping balls. It always seemed to come right when we needed to make a successful play, and we've been so consistent at making those successful plays. I think our third down conversion percentage this season has been one of our best in the last 5 years that I've been here, and we did not have a very good third down conversion percentage on Thursday. So things that we can clean up so that we can be better for this week.
Talk to Coach Muth about it, but ask you for more specifics too. But here on, excuse me, just really crowding the box 2 weeks in a row. They slowed down Cirque and Platt, who had the ball carriers. They got to Kamshoff more than Kamshoff really had to deal with this season. He actually ended up with negative rushing yards, trying to scramble out of the pocket. But what were they doing to the line as well? I saw a lot of blitzing.
Yeah, and I take a lot of blame for them getting to Kamshoff. I should have kept our running back in a lot earlier in the game. Just hoping that we'd get the ball out quick, using them as a reserve. But they were doing a pretty good job covering that up. They were standing there, a couple D linemen up in the middle. If you kind of saw that triangle set that they had in the middle of the box, and then overloading the outside. It's I don't know if I want to say like a gimmicky style defense, but it's successful. It's like a radar-esque defense, and we just didn't communicate like we needed to. We definitely had the plays there. Our communication just lacked in this game. So hats off to Huron. That was a great game plan coming out against our offense. They know that we're explosive in the run game. I think if we'd play again, we'd be able to understand the mistakes that we made, and we'd clean those up.
I'm going to talk to Coach Hale, but Sheila Platt returning. How nice is that? I know you're just ramping him up, getting him reps. He's been gone for 5 weeks. But it's just nice to see number 32 out there on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, I know Coach Hale and I shared a look at practice. The first rep that he took looked like he had been taking reps every game this season, every practice. He didn't miss a beat, and it was like, wow, here we go. We're getting healthy. We're getting getting fresh by the end of the season. Kind of getting to the point where we're going to be peaking at the perfect time, and I'm excited to have him back. He's going to be helping take a load off for Cirque. Be able to get keep him a little fresher, so he's not taking 20 touches a
Thunder
half.
Lightning coming back.
It's
Thunder Lightning.
It's going to be exciting for those two. They have a great relationship as well. So it's always good to have another guy there. So that we can have like you said, a little power and a little speed all in one. So.
And now you have my number too.
I definitely didn't save it. I was like, yikes.
No, I just see you down there on the field, like, who is texting me?
Yeah, I was like, man, I must have forgot to save this number, and I was asking around, like, then I was like, it's got to be it. Yeah.
All right, Coach Hale, we're talking about Kamshoff scrambling out of the pocket and just those things last night, or Thursday night, so you said last night. 13 of 27, 243 in the air, that passing touchdown, just kind of from the quarterback perspective of that same situation, kind of give us your thoughts.
Yeah, it was a tricky night. I mean, the same struggles with, our offense as a whole. Lucas has to understand all of that and be, it's hard to adjust to that on the fly, but, he kept us going in the positive direction. We'd ideally like to get the ball out a little quicker on some of those plays, but, I mean, you can see it every time he throws the ball. It comes out differently than a lot of other teams that we face, and he puts the ball where it needs to be thrown. And our guys made some plays. I thought Cohen making that play, I mean, from where he's started the year to where he's at now, he's confident and he runs really good routes and he's physical, and he finished that play. I mean, he caught it on the 5-yard line and then was physical and finished it into the end zone. So it's a great play. And a lot of those plays are back shoulder throws, which are timing throws, and you got to be a pretty skilled quarterback and be able to stand in the pocket. So it was nice to have those successful plays, but as an offense, like Coach Huber said, it wasn't our best game, but a win's a win, and Lucas is a big reason why that happens. So obviously very happy with the way he keeps us kind of together, because it would have been easy for us to maybe fall apart a little bit, but Lucas kept us together, and we'll just have a good week of practice, and I'm sure he'll be right back to the way he's normally.
One of the most beautiful connections of the season. We got back to the station here after the game, and we pulled up the Kamshoff to Ness throw for however many yards. That was such a pretty throw and catch.
Yeah.
Speaking of another kid who is coming into his own is Carson Ness. My goodness, I mean, he's becoming a dominant player out there, and Lucas is becoming confident throwing him the ball. So, I mean, some of those throws are perfect, but there's other ones that where Carson just makes a great play and helps his quarterback out, which is awesome. So it's cool to see those things kind of as we start the year to now where those kids are at now.
Yeah, Tucker Gilmore, another one, just under 100 yards receiving. Those numbers don't even get to me anymore. I just see the 90s, and so I'm like, yeah, it sounds about right. Gilmore and Ness, and of course Matthew Sheldon, a few receptions. Peyton Peterson, who's always just been a sneaky weapon, I feel, for this offense. And when he gets his reps, you can't sleep on him. He's if he's open, he's going to catch that ball. Whoever
Absolutely,
wants to take that.
I'll take that one. He is a blue collar worker, and he's going to be out there. He's not one who's looking for any kind of slap on the back, anything like that. He's out there because he wants to help the team win. Whatever we can do with him on the football field, I think we are better off when he's on there than when he's not. He is, like you said, kind of that sneaky, shifty guy who he always seems to come through whenever the ball's thrown his way. Tucker, he is so consistent right now that he kind of gets overlooked by some people because it's expected, like you said, he's expected to have a 90, 100-yard game. He's expected to make the catches that are coming his way. That first catch he had on that hitch inside, I mean, he had a guy mid-tackle on him whenever he caught that football. That's a big play. That's a next-level play that he's making right there. And it may seem insignificant to some people because it's a 5-6 yard grab, but for us, that's a big deal to be able to get that 5-6 yards. It keeps the playbook open, and to have somebody consistent like that, like Coach Hale said, with Camp being comfortable with all of his receivers, and especially having that guy who he can lean on and know, like, if I need to get out of a jam here, I'm going to throw it his way, and he's going to do something to make that play. And, we have that with Tucker, and now, like Hale said, we're getting that with Ness, and we're getting that with Zarbach and Goebel and Pete, and those guys are in Slava. They're all coming together, and they're saying, we got you, you got us, and that's why, like I said, I love this offense because they're such a team offense. So,
who would win in Oklahoma drill, a Oak Tree or Matthew Sheldon? Yeah. I want to know that. I need to know that answer.
Hands down, money on Shelley right there. That guy, I don't want to get hit by him. I love having him on offense. I love watching him on defense. He's a guy he's just a man out there. It's just there's no other way to describe him. Just a man who wants to go play some hard-nosed football.
The reason I brought up is I saw his name here, 3 receptions, 19 yards. But every time he does either get a handoff or catch the ball, an out route or whatever, I always I swear I see linebackers slow down a little bit. They're like, yeah, this guy will get him. That's fine. Yeah. But eventually they'll catch.
They know what's waiting for him whenever he's got the ball.
Exactly. Coach Hale, my guy, Josue Trujillo, another good night. In the conditions, 31-yard field goal. Those field goals are almost more impressive to me, at least from the media perspective, when you have those conditions rather than like a 40-yard field goal in nice conditions, just because there's a lot more that goes on. Kind of bring us through that when you have those kind of conditions.
Yeah, Josue, that was a huge kick in the game. We have complete trust in him. And just to touch on a few of those things, when the ball's, obviously third down, we're probably passing the ball, so there's a good chance the ball hit the ground. So it means the ball's a little wet. So Carson Conway gets a lot of credit for snapping a wet football. And then obviously that continues to Easton Nelson, our holder, who has to corral a snap with the wet football and then get it down in a timely manner. And then Josue trusting all that. So there's complete trust in that unit, and those guys do a great job, and that comes from their practice and their preparation. But, Josue, goodness, he's almost automatic at this point from inside of 40 yards. So just really cool for him to have that kick to put us up 2 scores, and just a good job to the kick or the PAT unit, field goal unit, for doing their job. And Coach Huber and Coach Schwach do a great job coaching those guys up front with technique and things like that. Then it's really been shored up throughout the season. We feel real comfortable with that unit, and they're going to play a huge part here in this playoffs because special teams and points on the board is just a big deal.
I feel like half the coaches in the studio might be a little biased, but do we have predictions for SDSU USD today? No? Coaches? And why would it be USD?
Yeah.
I don't want to say.
Well, as a bystander, because obviously
I do miss Coach Colpitts for this number one reason, by the way. So shout out Coach Colpitts.
Obviously, I'm a Sioux Falls guy, so I don't really have any direct impact on this. But an outside guy looking in, the power that SDSU is bringing in is going to be really tough to match by USD. Excuse me, but I do think USD is coming in with that chip where they know they're the underdogs, and when you're playing at home, there's always something special out of it. I do got to give my prediction to the Jacks, though. I win a 17-point spread on that. So,
but I saw the look in your eye. You meant USD though. All right, cool. All right, cool. And Coach Hill, who do you have?
Yeah, surprise, surprise. I will take the Jacks, but I've been in the Dome and seen some weird things happen.
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe it's just Vermilion, but something weird is going to happen if it's a close game in the second half. I mean, I don't like the feeling there, but I still think it's a 14 to 17 point win for the Jacks.
All right. Well, coaches, congratulations on the win Thursday. Hopefully in a week from now, we're talking about preparing for another game at the Dome. So we will focus back on that. Congratulations. Thanks for coming in this morning.
Thanks, Bryce.
All right. We'll be back here on the Coach's Corner.
The start of a new school year is a good time to evaluate your children's healthcare needs, whether it is a doctor's checkup, replacing EpiPens for serious allergies, or renewing prescriptions for inhalers to treat activity-induced breathing problems. Hi, this is Michael from Yankton Rexall, and we pride ourselves in providing accurate prescriptions and appropriate medical information for your child's health. Good health contributes to good students.
Celebrating 100 years, your hometown pharmacy since 1923, Yankton Rexall.
It's time for your seasonal flu shot. Flu vaccine is recommended for all those aged 6 months and older. Appointments are recommended. Call 665-7841 to schedule yours today. Walk-ins will be accommodated. Insurance billing available, and most major insurances are accepted. Learn more at yanktonmedicalclinic.com. Seasonal flu shots. Just one more way Yankton Medical Clinic provides so much care, so close to home.
The other day, a gal came into the UPS store to drop off a package. On her way out, she noticed the print sample wall and asked if we could print invitations. The answer was, yes, we can. Hi, this is Doug at the UPS store in Yankton and Vermilion. For over 7 years now, the UPS store has been helping hundreds of customers with their printing needs. From basic copies to business cards and invitations to posters, we can print them. Stop out and ask about our current print specials and see how we can help with your printing needs.
Sports injuries can be the result of competitive activities, but can also happen by just participating in leisure activities too. If you're experiencing pain as the result of your chosen activity, consider chiropractic care. I'm Dr. Mackenzie Erlinson with First Chiropractic Centers. We have experienced chiropractors that work with sports injuries every day. Our treatment options are aimed to minimize pain, reduce recovery time, and reduce risk of future injuries. Visit First Chiropractic Centers, making life better, one adjustment at a time.
Oh, I thought we'd never make it.
Me neither. I've never driven in a storm like that before.
Oh, man.
But we're home.
Yeah.
We're just a garage door away from...
Oh, what's the matter?
It's not working.
Why not?
I don't know. Who do I look like? Upper Midwest garage door?
Nah, they're much more handsome.
Don't get stuck in the cold. Before winter hits, call Upper Midwest Garage Door, your authorized Clopay dealer. They'll make sure your doors always go up so they never let you down. Online at uppermidwestgaragedoor.com.
Everyone loves something different about our buffet, which is good because buffet has something for everyone. This is Annie from Yankton Pizza Ranch. Come in and fill your plate with good food that makes you feel good inside. Don't see your favorite pizza on the buffet? Request it using Buffet Your Way. We'll make it, bake it, and give you the very first slice. Grab the country's best chicken paired with tasty sides and finish off with sweet cactus bread at Yankton Pizza Ranch.
Do you really think it's a good idea to buy insurance off the internet? After all, it is insurance. It's not a commodity like a toaster. It's a contract to protect what you value most: your home, your car, your business, your health, and even your life. You need a professional, in-person agent to make sure you have the right coverage to fit your family's needs. Schedule an appointment with us today. Missouri River Associates, 665-6885.
All right, welcome back to the Coach's Corner. Still talking Yankton Bucks football. Coach Decker, Coach Schwach. Coaches, good morning. How we doing?
Morning, Bryce. Good.
Good morning. Good morning.
All right. So big victory, 17-0 over Huron as we continue talking about that matchup in the quarterfinals. And let's start talking about the receiving core, Coach Decker. Then we'll finish off the defensive line because I want to finish talking about the defensive line. I'm so happy. But another two big nights from Carson Ness and Tucker Gilmore, 96 yards and 95 yards respectively. 4 receptions to 3. Cohen Zarbach, 15 yards and a touchdown reception. Matthew Sheldon had a few for 19 yards. Peyton Peterson, 2 receptions for 18 yards. Just usual suspects, but kind of spreading the ball around quite a bit, and especially talk about Ness and Gilmore.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of diversity with those relationships between Lucas and all of those guys you listed, and each of those, the beauty of this wide receiving core is each of those guys has a different talent that they have just honed in on, especially here in the playoffs. You know, with Peyton and his speed, Ness and his athleticism, and Tucker just being that big athlete across the middle. A lot of those guys have those talents that they are just focusing in on right now and getting better at. And I think Carson's really shining right now for us on both sides of the ball, just being an athlete. And that his relationship with Lucas is getting better and better each week. Tucker is just, he is a football guy. He is a football player. Across the middle this week, we found him. He was turning on the Jets for the most part. We were kind of poking at him a little bit, like, we got to get those Jets burning all the way there, buddy. But he's had a great week. Austin Goebel's doing things on both sides of the ball. Again, that speed. You know, we have guys who are athletes with good hands. And we have speed with good hands. And, you know, that game was tough for them. It might not have seemed like it, but figuring out whether you want to wear gloves or not in a game like that is kind of a big deal for those wide receivers. And those guys chose to wear gloves. And at times, I know they were kind of second-guessing that decision. But for the most part, I thought they did an okay job.
I had that same issue up at the press box. I was like, do I wear gloves tonight? Do I not? I'm not quite sure. You came up after for the post game, and you were like an icicle.
Oh,
and
yeah.
our furnace was going.
You're all right. I know. I was jealous of you guys, but sometimes you don't. Like Coach Schwach is a lot tougher than I am, and sometimes you don't even notice that weather. I definitely noticed it, but you know.
I think that's the conclusion we've come to. I think you had a few more layers on the Coach Huber and I. So
yeah, those guys are a lot tougher than I am.
Oh my gosh, the defensive line, Coach Schwach, they had an okay night, you know, whatever. But no, just another shutout for the Yankton Bucks, and a lot of that started with that defensive line. Edley Amaro with the big sack, and of course Tyson Prouty getting some big pressures on there. Your interior defensive line doing their job, opening up gaps for linebackers to get back there. You know, we talk about it every week, but that's a good thing. The fact that this is just a repetitive conversation we have, but again, bring us through the dominant performance from that defensive line.
Yeah. So unique case with the Thursday game. We've actually seen the film now going into it to both have a live look and a film look at it. Yeah, overall, it's a very strong game. Lots of pressures. I mean, Derek Beal was double teamed virtually every play, like you said, and if he wasn't, he made a play. So that's kind of our motto on that one. Riker Frang, same boat. Held a lot of double teams down. Broke down when he was singled up and got a hand on the running back. And yeah, those edge guys, Edley Amaro and Tyson Prouty, and then add in Frankie Invelt, and if Peyton Eustace, when we kind of go to some of our special packages, and they can really get after the quarterback. And some non-stat items, I guess, shown. You mentioned Tyson's pressures because he never did get home officially, but I believe towards the end there, kind of when the D-line finally took over and closed down the game, Tyson had a couple holding penalties called on him, and Edley had one for sure, and Edley got home on the one very big sack. So we always say a holding penalty is almost like a sack. It means that you would have got one. So all in all, a lot to work on. Tough challenge next week. T's got that, wing T offense, kind of juiced up wing T offense, and we have to be on our A game and disciplined but aggressive.
You know, I do the best I can with credit where it's due, but I do notice that the interior defensive line is kind of like the offensive line in a lot of ways. They just don't really get as much credit, right? Because they're not always the splashy playmakers, but because, like you said, they're holding down the double teams. They're just taking a lot of the brute force from that offensive line. And so whenever it is possible, I do like that we can give them credit.
Yeah, those horses inside, I mean, it is true. If you watch Derek Beal just on a play, and I encourage everybody just to watch one of those guys. If they are not double teamed, and even if they are double teamed, they're pretty hard to move, and he will make a big play, and that running back's not going to be too happy with his offensive lineman after that.
All right, we'll do a very quick preview for both. We'll start with Coach Decker. This receiving crew, what are they going to be looking at versus T?
Well, versus T, we're dealing with some physicality at their secondary, and that's one thing we've been kind of pushing on these wide receivers all year is physicality. How can we use those skills those talents that we talked about, and use that against physicality and speed? And that's what T is. They're physical and they have speed in the secondary, and we have to be us, and we have to do what we do best, and that's all of those talents, all of those things honed into one game here, because there is no tomorrow, and that's what those guys are starting to get, that urgency where there isn't a tomorrow here. And I'm excited for this week. I'm excited for these guys to shine and have these guys on a big stage, and good things will happen, and there might be some mistakes, and that happens, but to have these guys do their thing and be the players that they are, the Yankton Buck football players that they are, it's going to be exciting.
And then Coach Swaka, you already mentioned it, but T likes to run the football, and they like to run the football a lot. So what are we looking at?
Yeah, so they've got quarterback, is everything from quarterback keeping it to a couple counter plays. They'll do a read option. They'll even throw in kind of a wing with their little single wing, kind of the old Bucks offense, except out of the shotgun, I guess. So 46, I guess, Titan sweep, not Buck sweep anymore. But they're physical up front, well-coached team. We just need to be aggressive but disciplined at the same time, keep our penalties low, which we've cleaned up our offsides quite a bit, been working on that a little bit during the week, and basically just go out and play as aggressive as we can and stop the run and win the game.
All right, coaches. So far, SDSU is leading 2-0 in my coach prediction. As Coach Muth and Coach Olson wouldn't give answers. It's like whatever. They said good game, and I was like, you know what, get out of here.
Yeah,
but
that's such a politically correct.
Yeah, Coach Decker, who do we got?
I got USD.
Yes,
loyalty, pride, go Yotes.
Let's roll Yotes. Let's go.
Oh, you know what? That's why you two are my favorite coaches.
I know. We're not. We'll tell you who we're going for.
That's awesome, coaches. Congratulations on the big victory, and hopefully next week we're talking about another game coming up in the Dome, shall we? All right,
sounds good.
Hey, have a good weekend, and go Bucks.
Go Bucks.
Go Bucks. Thanks, Bryce.
When I'm searching for adventure, I find it on the range. Archery challenges me to be curious, see opportunity, and welcome big challenges. It teaches me to focus and never quit until the last arrow hits. Archery allows me to show my spirit at Mount Marty University. How do you show your adventurous side? Schedule your campus visit to Mount Marty University at showyourspiritmmu.com.
There are a lot of rates out there, and it can be tough to find the right one. Well, let's make it easy. With FNBO's special offer CD of 5.5% APY for 3, 7, or 17 months, you can earn more, save more, and do more. That's 5.5% annual percentage yield for 3, 7, or 17 months at your nearest FNBO location with a minimum deposit of $500 and an FNBO Premier checking account. So stop on by and give your savings a great big boost with the Great Big Small Bank. FNBO, member FDIC.
Hello. Here's to welcoming moments, big and small, embracing the unexpected, savoring life. At Avera, our nationally recognized health system will be right here with you, ready for anything. We listen to your goals and help you achieve them with care and coverage. We'll move you forward through sickness and health and every milestone in between. Avera, moving health forward. Learn more at avera.org/forward.
Truxedo is proud to have been part of the Yankton community since its start in 2000.
One of the things I love most is that they believe in promoting from within. I've been given many opportunities to advance.
Truxedo has an extensive variety of benefits available to their employees.
The work environment at Truxedo is extremely positive.
We are looking for you to join our production team. Visit www.truxedo.com/careers to apply.
Olson Pest Technicians is a family-owned business since 1966, and with over 50 years of pest management, they understand your issues, and their well-trained team will help you solve your pest problems. Issues with cockroaches, ants, bedbugs, bats, termites, spiders, rats, mice, or other creepy crawling pests? Olson Pest Technicians can treat and cure them. Right now, they can provide grain fumigation on the farm and do one-shots for homes to keep pests out for the winter. Call Olson Pest today, 800-KIL-BUGS.
With life insurance, Rhonda Westland with State Farm's got you and your future. You would do anything to protect your family and ensure that they have a bright future. But have you considered how your loved ones would continue on financially if you were no longer here? Life insurance is a simple and affordable way to answer that question. It allows you to say to your loved ones, "I've got you," and mean it. For more information, visit Rhonda Westland with State Farm at 1023 West 9th Street in Yankton.
And welcome back to the Coach's Corner. This is Bryce Ladwig, 1019 Broadway Avenue. Thanks to Pizza Ranch again for providing pizza to our coaches and to all the coaches coming in. We wrapped up our Yankton Bucks football talk. They face T-Area this coming Friday. Number 2 versus number 3 matchup for a chance to go to the Dakota Dome. So Yankton Bucks football. Let's turn our attention to Yankton competitive dance and cheer. Last Saturday, the 2023 South Dakota Class AA Competitive Cheer and Dance Championships at the Premier Center in Sioux Falls. Yankton Dance finished 3rd. Yankton Cheer finished 11th. And Dance finished one spot better than last year at 4th and tied for their best in team history with, I think it was 2012. They finished 3rd as well. But, why am I talking about it? Let's bring in Coach Stacy Reichen. Coach, good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, congratulations, first of all, on an excellent season for competitive dance. I know it was a journey, and near the end there, the last few meets, a lot of huge success.
Yeah, that's when you want to be at your best, is at the end, and we were. That was really a big thing for us, and it was great just for the girls to have that whole process of all that hard work come together at the end when you want to peak, and they did, and it was a great time. It was a good job.
How was the atmosphere at the Premier Center?
It was pretty intense. I'm not gonna lie.
Why would you lie? Why would you lie to me?
I don't know, but I've been to the Premier Center, but I've never been down like on the floor area. And so being on that floor and looking up, and the lights are bright, and there were a lot of people there. They definitely packed. It wasn't a full house, but it was a lot of people. Just knowing that this was the biggest stage that our girls had for the season. The state tournament is the end of it. Knowing it was going to be the last time for the 7 seniors, and we wanted everything to just go right. The warm-up for the meet was actually in the old Sioux Falls Arena. So it was kind of nice to go in there and kind of get away from everything for a little while. And we warmed up like we like to. We kind of go through different specific things in each dance and do small groups and kind of get things going. Then we go through the whole thing. The girls, they circle up and we play the music and they just do their emotions for each dance to kind of get each other in the head frame of that we need to be. And then there's a walk to the Premier Center. You have to walk from the arena over there. And we got to our jazz dance a little early. And so the girls looked back and they said, "Can we just keep walking?" And I said, "Yep, we can just keep walking." I think they just wanted to keep their legs moving and not stand still in one spot. And it helps calm your nerves a little bit, having to walk. So we actually walked back to where our locker room area was and then just kind of dropped off a few things and went back and then went on stage and performed the jazz dance. And it was beautiful. I was under strict orders by the girls not to cry at the end of the dance.
And were you successful?
I was successful. I did an extra overabundant amount of cheering at the end, crazy wild cheering, so I wouldn't cry. And so they had smiles on their faces, and that's how we wanted that to end. So that was good. And then we had time. They do the playback because South Dakota Public Broadcasting puts it out. So they do a replay. And so we sat and watched the replay for it and noticed that everything went right. The turns were good. The leaps were good. Angles were good. So we knew that our jazz dance was a definite solid performance. So that was a comfort to know that we had that one, and that was very nicely done. and then just kind of wait and see for pom. Went back and same thing, warmed up like we like to, did our pom dance. This year with pom, like I've talked about it with a few people, we've had like things that go wrong in the pom dance, but the girls know how to handle it. And so that's a hats off to them. We've had a couple people drop poms, people, put their hand down or on an aerial or whatever, but they get back up and they do the whole dance like nothing happened. And that's what you try and tell the girls all the time. Like, something goes wrong, you can't show it. You just have to keep going because we can't stop the music. We just have to get through the end. And they did that on Saturday. I mean, not everything went right in the pom dance, but they gave it everything they had till the end. And so that was great. I sat and coached till the very end, and then all of a sudden the last song came on, and I thought, oh my gosh, this is it. So I just watched Madison and went.
You're really trying so hard right now, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. No, I mean, it was good. And we knew there would be tears. Like, I knew that they end with their heads down. And so I knew that as soon as their heads came up, they were all going to look at me. There were going to be tears. I was crying. It was fine. I mean, we all knew it was coming. So I was just so pleased because they had 2 really solid dances. We videotaped the dances, and so we were looking at them while we were watching all the hip hop stuff go. But then it was just a waiting game. You're done and you just have to wait for, an hour, 2 hours until it's over. And then you find out how you did. So,
I joke with you a lot, but I do want to let you know that showing emotion towards a team is actually really special. And so I'm not doing it to make fun of you. I'm
that's
fun
okay.
At you.
That's okay. Yeah, it's hard. I mean, they're great girls. The 7 seniors, I mean, they've had a wonderful 4 years at Yankton High School with the dance program. They got 5th when they were freshmen, and that year we had all the COVID restrictions. Yeah. So they endured all of that with me, screening them when they came to practice every day. When we practiced, a lot of the times we were in the gym, everybody had a mask on, and they were just in their own space. We weren't even doing our formations because we didn't want to bring them close together. And then getting to and from the meets that year, their parents had to take them. So that was, I mean, except for the state tournament, we went out to Rapid, and then the bus broke down, and that was that night of crazy chaos, but it was okay. They got 5th, and but then the next year turned around. They got 2nd at ESD that year. They got 4th at state. So then I think that year they knew that they could play. They could play with the big schools. They could with the people that compete. A lot of these teams, they compete year round. A lot of our girls do too with their studios, but like our studios, they compete just a little bit different. The other ones, they do a pom dance with their competition team. They do a jazz. So a lot of it's the same kind of thing, and it's the same similar competitions, I think. So, but we can hang with them. And so that's the great thing is that we've found out that, you know what, we can do this. We've got the talent that we have, and they have amazing talent, not just the seniors, but all 18 of them. I mean, there's some talented ladies there, and I've just seen them grow so much in the last season since we've started, in August. It's very fun for me as a coach just to sit back at practice in the mornings, and I'm just like, wow, knowing what it looked like in the summer when we learned it, and then what it looks like now at the end. And it's just, it's all the credit to them because they're the ones that work hard. I push, but they're the ones that keep working and keep working and keep working.
Madison Reichen, Sarah Beeman recognized as athletic dance all-state selections, and then all qualified seniors received the academic all-state recognition. Again, Sarah Beeman, Madeline Eidsness, Kendall Kennedy, Alexis Klimek, Madison Reichen, Kate Schulte, and Madeline Wintz. That's just a lot of recognition for a great team.
Yeah. And, 7 seniors coming out with the academics as a teacher, that's huge to me because that shows me that you have put your schoolwork first. And a lot of those girls, they've taken the AP classes when they're juniors and seniors. They've taken AP Bio, AP Lit, AP Chem. There's a few in Calc right now. So that's a huge credit to them, their parents, for being that support system that they need at home, because we all know that school is stressful. And I know that in our house, Madison puts a lot of emphasis on her grades, and so do those other 6. They are always there studying. I'm always laughing because going to and from the meets over the years, they've had their computers out and they're typing away, and they've had their books open. When we go home, it's like we do really great at a meet, and you think the bus ride is just going to be rocking and it's going to be a wild, crazy time, but it's not. I look back and there's lights on and their heads are in their books and they're doing their homework. So
I'm waving at all the coaches.
oh yeah, they're all heading out for the day. Oh nice. Yep.
But I heard everything you said.
That's okay.
Good students.
Yeah.
And good student athletes. And that's, you couldn't ask for much more.
No,
right? So,
no, you can't.
Yeah.
And they've got great leadership. I mean, in the classroom and on the floor.
Yeah. And man, I don't. It's one of those things when the season ends. I imagine as a coach, you're just like, what do I do with my hands? You're just kind of like, what do I do? I don't like. Does it hit you yet? The season is over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's surreal. You know, I mean, like I have had so many people this week say, your girls, they got third. That's so good that they haven't done that. Like, I did not know that it was since 2012. Mm-hmm. Like, I found that out when I read the paper on Tuesday morning. So I was like, oh, wow, okay, that is kind of a big deal. You know, a
lot of time has gone by.
Yeah. So it's very reassuring for the team to know that they've gotten this recognition, and people in the community have reached out to them, reached out to me, talking about their dance and that they watched it on PBS. We had parents that were posting things on Facebook. You can go back and watch it if you really want. It's in the archived videos on pbs.com. So, I mean, I've watched it several times. But, yeah, I mean, what do you do with your time? I mean, there's always schoolwork, spending time with family. You know, we're gone a lot, so now we get to spend some time with Gerald at home, so that's good. But it's just, I mean, we'll find something will fill it real fast, I'm sure.
Well, Coach, final thoughts?
Final thoughts?
Just closing thoughts for our talks in the fall. And before you, because you might get emotional, that's fine. I just want to let you know that I do appreciate you coming in here as much as you have and talking about your team. It's good for them. And I just really like the public to know the hard work that you and these girls have put in.
Yeah. Final thoughts. It's just huge thank yous to everybody. Thank you, first of all, to my husband, Gerald. I mean, he's there helping me. He helps with music things. He's there to help, you know, bring the palms to Crane on a Friday night, the banners to a Riverboat Days parade. When we come back from a meet, he's one of the first people that I talk to about how things went. He watches, you know, we watch videos over and over again. It's just, so hats off to him. It's not easy to be a coach's spouse, I don't think, because it's a lot of time away from things. So, you know, thankful for him that he has allowed us to do that for the past, 4 years with Madison and 2 years before that, and then like my parents, they're there at every meet. They're there if I need something. On Friday night, I sent my mom to the grocery store in Sioux Falls to get some more bread. So we had peanut butter sandwiches for the cheer and the dancers on Saturday at the Premier Center. And then the girls, definitely a huge thank you to them, because they're the ones that, show up every day at 6 o'clock, whether they're, tired or have a big test. They're just, when it gets to the gym, they're in the gym, and they kind of let everything else fall by the wayside. So that's good for that practice time. That's what you want. And then their parents, I mean, we've got great fans. The parents came to meets. They were there making the girls smile before they would come onto the floor and kind of making them relax a little bit with their nerves. So that was huge. The administration at the high school and the middle school where I teach, they're always there to, listen if you need concerns or just anything that you need. They're there how to help you make your team better. The teachers at the high school, all their hard work that they do getting their things ready for the classes. The media, you guys are great. I mean, the coverage that we get for dance, like I've said before, other towns, when we talk to them, I don't think that they get that, just because dance is just its own fine little tuned animal. So that's a big thing. And then, like, I was thinking about it, there's so many people that go into making the program run, and everything from, like, the bus driver all the way up, like we had great bus driver. Jerry Fox was our bus driver. We love having him take us to and from things. He's always, we get on the bus and he's like, well, how'd we do tonight, girls? Mm-hmm. And so the girls just really appreciate his well wishes. And so that's always, and I appreciate his safe driving that he gives us to and from.
It's pretty important.
That is pretty important, especially those late at night, windy. The Aberdeen trip for ESD was windy and rainy.
The parents appreciate it too.
Yep. So I mean, it's it's definitely a team effort, and I think when you come from a town like Yankton, where the community is backing its kids, that's huge. To have that community support for whatever it is, whether it's band, theater, science Olympiad, football, orchestra, definitely the community is behind the kids, and the kids know it. I mean, I don't think all the time that they show it, just because they're kids. They don't understand that whole concept yet. They'll get it when they're older. But it's a big thing to have a community support. And I mean, I got to sit on the front row and watch the girls perform and do what they love. And so that was a really fun thing, to sit there and just be mesmerized by them and watch them. And I mean, they excuse me, they would laugh because at certain times I would notice certain things, or not notice certain things like that they had done. But it's just been a fun ride, especially with these 7 seniors since they were freshmen till now. It's been a ride, and I'm just thankful I got to be there to watch it.
All right, Coach. Congratulations on a very successful season.
Thanks.
Thank you for always coming in. Have a great weekend. And until next time, that is Yankton Competitive Dance, and also shout out to the competitive cheer team as well. A successful season for that half as well. Coach, thanks for coming in.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right, we'll continue here on the Coach's Corner.
Small businesses are the backbone of our community. CoreTrust helps your business thrive with checking, online bill pay, small business loans, credit card processing, local approval and support for government grants and loans, investments to grow your hard-earned assets, and insurance to protect them. All from CoreTrust, the community bank that's right down the street and everywhere you want us to be. Visit CoreTrustBank.com today.
Member FDIC.
Do you have dry, sore, or irritated eyes? If so, you may have dry eye. At Vision Care Associates, we offer a simple, fast, and non-surgical procedure to treat black glands in your eyelids that can help your eyes to feel comfortable again. Schedule an appointment with Dr. Fieser to find out about dry eye treatment with our newest technology.
Vision Care Associates, where the health of your eyes comes first.
Traveling to Yankton for business or pleasure? Then book your stay at Yankton's 2 best hotels, the Fairfield Inn and Suites and Holiday Inn Express. Both are conveniently located to everything in Yankton. Both offer complimentary hot breakfasts and meeting rooms for business travelers. And if you want a great rate and still be able to change your reservation without a hassle, call either hotel direct. The Fairfield and Holiday Inn Express, 2 great hotel choices when visiting or arranging rooms for guests to Yankton.
Getting the kids to practice on time. Remembering if it's your day to bring snacks. Making it to the game with a clean jersey. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like whether your kid is going to run toward first or third base. That's simple human sense.
Don't gamble. Insure with MT&RC Smith Insurance in Yankton, your independent agent for home, business, auto, life, and bonds. MTRCSmithInsurance.com.
At Triple Time Rudy's, you get convenient access to quality fuel products. Plus, you'll also find quality South Dakota products like Dimmock cheese and premium meats from the Kaler and Renner lockers. With a local-friendly feel and unique product offering, Triple Time Rudy's is your local convenience store that supports schools and events and provides fuel discounts to Yankton's largest employers. For all of your daily fill-ups and convenience needs, pull into Triple Time Rudy's at 17th and Broadway.
Attention homeowners, if you've been on the fence about selling, I'd love the opportunity to sit and visit with you. With low inventory, now would be a good time to call me, Deb Speck at Vision Real Estate. I'll provide you with a free market analysis and a no-pressure approach. Call me at 605-664-5555 to find out if now is the right time to make a move.
Is it the competition that keeps bringing you back? The long-standing rivalries? Or is it seeing friends again and cheering on your favorite team? At First Dakota, we're here for it all. We appreciate the fans, the players, the coaches and officials, the concessions crew. The shared community experience is part of what makes life here great, and we're here for it. See you at the game. First Dakota National Bank, member FDIC.
The start of a new school year is a good time to evaluate your children's healthcare needs, whether it is a doctor's checkup, replacing EpiPens for serious allergies, or renewing prescriptions for inhalers to treat activity-induced breathing problems. Hi, this is Michael from Yankton Rexall, and we pride ourselves in providing accurate prescriptions and appropriate medical information for your child's health. Good health contributes to good students.
Celebrating 100 years, your hometown pharmacy since 1923, Yankton Rexall.
And welcome back to the Coach's Corner. This is Bryce Ladwig, and I do not have Coach Caitlin Savvy in today for cross country. Their season concluded on Saturday, and that was at Sioux Falls as well. And hold the phone. Is it snowing? Yeah, folks, it's snowing. I can see through the window. There's those watching on the live stream. Sorry, I'm looking out the window right now. I don't like seeing that at all. Not a fan of that, but start talking cross country. Gazelles finished 10th out of 19 teams, a total time of 1:43, 58.81, average time of 20:52.72, and a team score of 280. Brandon Valley took that team title for the girls with a score of 52. The Bucks also finished 10th out of 19 teams with a total time of 1:24, 55.31, an average time of 16:59.07, and a team score of 234. Sioux Falls Lincoln took the team title for the boys with a 115 score. Let's go over some of the top finishers for the Gazelles and Bucks. For the Gazelles, Ryland Jackson finished 27th, 1950.98. Abby Johansson finished 50th, 2032.35. See, I have my results here. Delaney Yeomans finished 52nd, 2037.03. Shay Rumsey finished 54th, 2037.33. Mary Rounds finished 97th at 2221.12. And Ava Johansson finished 113 with a 2308.14. And Sophia Petrom finished 117th, 2339.24. For the Yankton Bucks, Dylan Payer finished 14th, 1613.05. Abram Chance finished 26th with the 1628.64. Harrison Kraske finished 31st, 1634.36. And continuing on with the Yankton Bucks, it was Ethan Brendan finishing 74th, 1741.45. Luke Jacobson finished 89th, 1757.81. And Carson Conway finished 110th, 1829.16. And Caden Hunoff finished 119th, 1854.02. If I forgot anyone, I sincerely apologize. There's a lot of names on this list. So I was trying to find, all right, let's find all the Yankton finishers. I just wanted to see where they were all at. So if I did miss one, I sincerely do apologize. But congratulations to the Yankton Bucks and Gazelles. Don't have her in here this morning, unfortunately, but I do want to say thanks to Coach Caitlin Savvy for coming in. She's coming in quite a few times this season. It's been nice talking Yankton cross country with her. And again, sincere congratulations to the Yankton cross country team. It has been fun following them throughout the season. Yankton Gazelles volleyball. All right. Standing at 11-13 on the season. Do not have Coach Stacy in here, but 11-13 on the season. They have been on a winning streak, I tell you. Number 15 in the Class AA standings. Last time we talked, they were at 17th, and so they have clawed their way back into the SODAC 16, looking to stay there. And the way they're playing right now, I think that is very likely or very possible. Their last matchup was on a Tuesday. They traveled to T area and swept the T area Titans 3-0 by scores of 25-20, 12, and 13. Macy Drotzman in that matchup had 7 kills, 12 digs, 2 ace serves. Camille McDermott adds to her total assists with 29 and 7 digs. Ava Collar, 6 kills, 12 digs, 2 ace serves. Cameron Koletsky, 5 kills, 6 digs, 2 ace serves. Jade Gier, 5 kills, 5 digs. Olivia Dimmer, 4 kills. And Peyton Mosier, 16 digs and 2 ace serves. So just dominant performance from the Yankton Gazelles. And then in the JV matchup, Yankton won that one also 2-0. Jade Gier, 6 kills. Isabel Coroner, 6 kills, 2 blocks. Kayla Llewellyn, 17 assists, 9 digs, 2 ace serves. And then in the sophomore matchup, T took that one. That was a 2-1 score. And then in the freshman matchup, Yankton won that 2-0. Up next, the Gazelles host Brookings Tuesday night and travel to Watertown Thursday night to conclude their regular season. Tuesday's matchup will be broadcasted live on KYNT and KYNTV with Braden Butler. That's a 6:30 p.m. pregame, so tune in and support your Yankton Gazelles. If you cannot make it to the Summit Activity Center, always prefer you show up to the arena, but we're very happy to provide live video coverage and audio coverage if you are unable. But no matter how you support the Gazelles, go out there and do so. They are playing very well right now. All right, so now it's turn our attention to YHS Nation. Big events going around. Braden Butler was able to catch up with Gwen Wenish. And, of course, our YHS Nation is highlighting non-athletic activities at Yankton High School. I'll go ahead and play that for you right now, and then we'll come back to the Coach's Corner and wrap things up here this morning from 1019 Broadway Avenue. Gwen Wenish joins Braden Butler on the Pizza Ranch phone line. Here is that conversation.
Welcome in for YHS Nation. I am Braden Butler. YHS Nation is looking at the activities and events going on around Yankton High School in the coming week, as well as our weekly interview segment where we go in depth on one of those events that's coming up. This week's interview is with Gwen Wenish, the Yankton High School band director, talking about the indoor marching band show that's coming up on Monday. So it's going to be a fun show. It's the last opportunity to go out and see the marching band perform in the 2023 season. And we'll go to the interview right now here on YHS Nation. This is Braden Butler here for Riverfront Broadcasting. Joining me is Gwen Wenish, the Yankton High School marching band director, among other things, but marching band is what we're talking about today. Gwen, before we get into anything, how are you doing today?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well myself, and you guys coming off a pretty big week last week at the Quad State Marching Band Competition. It was hosted over in Vermilion, I believe, topping your group in that. If you could talk more about your team's performance in that last week.
Yeah, we went over there and competed in 3A division, and we finished with our highest scores out of the entire season. We came away with the first place finish. We came away with 2 captions awards, one for best music out of our entire division, and the other one for best overall effect. The kids had some pretty high goals and high targets that they were shooting for in that last week of practice, and they really stepped off that field after that performance in Vermilion, and it was the best run-through we have ever had this entire show season. So we were very, very pleased.
Yeah, hitting your stride at the right time in that very big competition. I saw a handful of schools were there, and you guys topping your division in that one. So congratulations to you and your team on that. And
Thank you.
The reason we are talking today is because you guys are having an indoor show on Monday, October 30th at Yankton High School. It's a great chance for people who aren't able to get outside anymore, considering how cold the weather has been getting over the last week and a half to 2 weeks here. It is late October in the Midwest, so it was bound to happen eventually. But you guys do have your indoor show coming up on Monday. If you could talk a little bit about that, how that would work, and any other logistics that people may need to know before heading in.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, so our show is Monday night. This is a great fundraiser for our band boosters. Yankton Band Boosters help offer support to the entire band program, not just marching band alone. They offer scholarships. They offer stipends to students who go on to all-state bands and all-state orchestras to help them get through some of the expenses of those weekends. Just any way that we need their support, they're able to step forward and offer us financial assistance for some of those goals and some of those things that we want to do to help build our program. So this event on Monday night is a great culmination of our entire marching season. This is the last time Letters Home will be performed for audiences. This will be the last time our seniors are wearing their marching band uniform. This will be, our last intro of all the sections, and it's just a great evening. I mean, if you've never been to anything marching band-wise, this is a great opportunity for you to step in and see the excitement, see the energy, and see the hard work and commitment that goes into putting on these shows. And it starts at 7 o'clock on Monday night. The doors open at 6:15. We have cake raffles that are going on. We have basket raffles from some generous donations from community members and community businesses. We've got a handmade quilt that's incorporating some of our old marching band uniform into it. That's going to be raffled off. We've got, it's just a wonderful night. We bring in the middle school band even, and they do a performance for us, and then we do a combined number with the high school and middle school marching band. So it's just a great culmination of both of our marching seasons, and just a fun evening and a great way to raise some funds for Yankton Band Boosters.
And as you mentioned right at the end there, and then throughout, this is to help raise funds for Yankton Band Boosters. You mentioned some raffles as well. Is there any cost of admission to go to this event, or is it just raffles and free will donations is what you guys are looking for?
There is an admission. It is $5 for students, school-age students, all the way up through adults. It's $5 for those guys. Anyone preschool age or under is free. And then since it is a fundraiser, we're not accepting the activity passes. So just an FYI for people that are coming in for the event. The raffle tickets are super affordable. You can spend $1 and get one ticket, 6 for $5, 30 tickets for $20. Pretty much you name it, we can figure out a way that if you want to do a bigger purchase, we can help you out with that. We're incredibly excited for this event to happen. It's such a fun thing. The kids get super pumped about the section intros. They get super pumped about doing the show inside because the sound just reverberates. It's just going to be a great time. You're not going to want to miss it. It's going to be a good show.
All right, thank you for taking the time to talk to me today, Gwen. And are there any final thoughts you want our listeners to know heading into this indoor marching band performance, as you mentioned, the culmination of the marching band season for your team?
Yeah, Monday night, 6:15, doors open, 7 o'clock the show starts. Be there. It's going to be a great time.
All right, thank you so much for taking time to talk to me today, and you have a good rest of your day.
You too. Take care.
All right, good luck to you and your band on Monday.
Thank you.
Thank you to Gwen Windisch once again for taking time out of her schedule earlier this week to talk to me about not only this coming Monday's indoor marching band event, but also her team's group win in last week's Quad State competition. Time to take a look at what's going on next week around Yankton High School. Starting on Monday, October 30th, it is that indoor marching band concert at 7 p.m. at the Yankton High School. Moving ahead to Tuesday now, October 31st, it's a Halloween night volleyball match as Yankton hosts Brookings at the Yankton High School main gym. That is the final home game of the regular season for the Gazelles. Looking ahead to Thursday now, November 2nd, the Gazelles on the road to close the 2023 volleyball regular season. They will take on Watertown at Watertown High School. And finally, Friday, November 3rd, it's the semifinals of the Class 11 AA state tournament. The Yankton Bucks hosting the T-Area Titans. That is next Friday night right here in Yankton. That's going to do it for this week's edition of YHS Nation. Thank you for joining me this morning. I am Braden Butler. Till next time, stay safe, be good people, and we'll catch you next time on YHS Nation here on KYNT.
Thanks to Braden Butler for YHS Nation for providing that. And all of our coaches for coming in here. I have another edition of the Coaches Corner. Congratulations to the Yankton Bucks moving on to the state semifinals. Congratulations to Yankton Cross Country for wrapping up their season, as well as Yankton Competitive Dance and Cheer, and to the Yankton Gazelles volleyball team for just continuing to win here late in the season. And just really, they seem to have found some good chemistry moving toward that SODEX 16 matchup. 2 regular season games left. Remember, Tuesday, Brookings here at the Summit Activity Center. You can catch that game on KYNT and KYNTV. Braden Butler will be on the call. And as always, we encourage you to go to the Summit Activity Center to support in person. But if you can't, we will see you on KYNT or KYNTV. Well, that'll wrap things up here this morning. Thanks to all of our sponsors, including Pizza Ranch, making this possible. And once again, to all of the coaches. So go Bucks, go Gazelles, go enjoy your weekend. This has been the Coaches Corner.